Tongue-in-cheek, what can a 17-year-old boy do to make a 37-year-old woman happy?
I get everything that I need from my younger men.
Look at her. She's a beautiful woman. Who would not want to go out with her?
Guys flock like it's honey at the table. Do you hear me? Honey at the table.
Joey Buttafuoco went to jail for dating a 17-year-old.
That's right.
What makes it right for you?
That's right.
So much better because she knows what's going on.
You're being robbed. You're being robbed of your youth.
This is my life, though. This is what I want to do.
She's so much older than you. Wouldn't you rather be with someone your own age?
Don't knock it until you try it.
Older women who date men young enough to be their sons. And by the way, some daughters who don't think this is too cool. Stay with us. This thing about age, we're the most age-conscious people on the face of the earth. A little later, you're going to meet 37-year-old Leslie, who says she finds her 17-year-old lover very sexually exciting. But first, let's meet 62-year-old Patty, no way, but it's true, and 47-year-old Beverly. Now, they applaud women like Leslie because they too say, you know what? The only thing going are these guys 20 years younger. But Beverly's 30-year-old daughter, Lonnie, and Patty's 38-year-old daughter, Kathy, are kind of embarrassed by their mother's appetite for younger lovers. They say their moms are being used for sex. Of course, the moms may say that's fine with them. Beverly, how young are we talking about?
Well, start at 20.
Okay.
Don't go over 30.
You do not go over 30.
No, once they get to 30, I get a different feeling.
Like
they
what?
change. Their bodies, they let their bodies go, they let their minds go, you know. A young man will come to me and he'll build my ego, he'll let me know how beautiful I am, he'll let me know how desirable I am, he'll let me know what he wants to do for me. An older man, he's gonna sit there and look at me, wanna grab on my body, and I don't play that.
Oh, I agree with you.
Okay.
All right. I believe that older men are so set in their ways, they want things to be their way.
And if it's not their way, it doesn't
Younger guys
work.
are just too immature, though, and you need someone.
Younger men are.
This
Younger
girl
men
right
are
here is not old
immature.
enough to appreciate a younger man. Okay?
She's not old enough.
She is not old enough to appreciate a younger man.
Sally.
Okay?
Lonnie
Younger men.
Lonnie, you're
So
30 though.
sensitive.
I am Sally. I'm 30 years
By the
old.
way, you're 30, looking 14. And Beverly, you know, you're just amazing. But what's wrong?
Sally.
Now, Mom's happy. Mom has a great figure. Mother is a beautiful, right on. She looks wonderful. What's bothering? Why not
It bothers
let her...
me, Sally. For one thing, once a younger guy, the word is out that a younger guy is that an older woman likes the younger guys.
Yes.
They not come out of the woodwork.
Well, are you
then.
jealous?
No.
Say it again.
Are you
Okay.
jealous? It has nothing to do
You
with
know
not
what,
jealous. The
Bossy?
situation
The
makes me very uncomfortable.
The problem is she fails to realize I'm a grown woman. Okay?
But
I
you're supposed to
am.
be-
Excuse me.
you're supposed to be a
Excuse me.
mother.
I am. I'm
You're
a
supposed to be
grandmother
a mother.
also.
Well, I'm a
okay?
great-grandmother.
I have no problem being a grandmother. I have no problem being a mother. But I do have a problem with an old man trying to come and proposition. Leave him to her. She likes him. I don't. And she needs to realize that regardless of who speaks to me, regardless of how old they are, they still have to pass my criteria.
And mine too.
No,
Sally,
they
because
don't.
I'm her daughter. Okay.
She is
I'm
my
with
daughter.
her.
She is not my mama.
But wait, where are you meeting the...
Walking down the street.
and any particular street for the...
Most of the time, and you know what? We were walking down the street one day. This beautiful BMW drives up, okay? The guy is hollering out the car. I gave him to her, okay? I did. You know what she told me? Ma, if you don't hurry up and get on that, he's talking to you. Did I get on it? Yes,
Sally,
I
for one
did.
thing, he was 22.
He was gorgeous.
He was 22 years old for
And he
one
was attracted
thing.
to you.
Yes.
Okay.
For one thing, he was
You tried to
22
give him away?
looking 42 for one thing. If I
No,
had have
he
known that
did
he was
not.
22 years old, Sally, I would have grabbed her hand like I do and I would have drawn
I
her
think
on.
she
does
is
that.
trying to
Need to
mother
be
you,
rough.
isn't
But she can't.
When
She
did
can't.
this start? Tell me when it started. Who was the first, I mean, of that age group that got this whole thing started?
Okay, that was a long time ago. Yeah. I was pregnant with my last child, and a young man walked up to me, and I knew that I had a boy baby, okay, in me, and he asked me if I would name my child after him. And I laughed it off and everything, and he was 17 years old. And
What was his name?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
I don't have a problem with
You
that.
were how old then?
I was 30
17 and 30, and
And
his
pregnant.
name?
and pregnant. His name is Hansel.
Hensel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's find Hensel. Hensel, you there? Okay. Now, how long has it been since you've seen her?
It's been
Long
about
time.
12 years. Yeah,
You were 17, she was 29.
yes, it was.
How did it go?
It was an ego thing with me.
Ego?
Yeah, I was young and I was interested in being with an older woman. And Beverly was a beautiful older woman. At the time, she still looks great now. And I just wanted to be there. Wanted to.
He was good, Sally. He was not your typical 17-year-old person, okay? This man came to me like a man. He did not come to me like a boy. He saw that I was pregnant. He came to me, and he knew that if he was going to be with me, he would have to help me.
It's pretty something to pick up somebody when you're that pregnant.
I was real
think
pregnant.
that is really
So
interesting.
evidently, that's my point exactly. So evidently,
There had to
it
be
was
something there.
not that he was so young and
Right.
I was so, he found me attractive.
How long did this go on?
6 years.
We lived together for 6
6 years. Yeah.
What? Think back now. That was how many years ago?
18 years.
18 years ago. What were those 6 years like for you, for the man?
It was fun. You know,
now
I
Sally,
enjoyed
ask the
myself.
daughter.
It was fun. The
Were
6
you
years was
around then?
great.
Yes, I was.
And and then I started looking around at my friends and looking at them with the younger women, and I started to miss out on that. So I wanted to be around my own
That
peers.
is not true, Hansel. Excuse me. That is not true.
It was just
the
a
reason
fad.
Hansel and I, no, it was not. The reason Hansel and I no longer were together is because shot at me, did all type of negative things to me. She shipped him off to California. He came
She
back
did.
to me.
She did.
Okay. She shot at me. He stood in front of me. This is an ego thing. Please, this man was ready to give his life for me. I don't want to hear ego.
What I'd like to know, what I'm trying to get out of you is, are there any regrets? You know, the French kind of feel that young men should come of age with an older woman sexually. Look back on the whole history of your sexual life and the experiences that you've had. Any regrets about those 6 years?
No regrets at all because I'm married to a beautiful woman here, and I've been married for 11 years now, and I have a new family. No regrets. No.
This was the right thing to do at the time.
At the time, it was, yes.
Good for
At the time
you.
it was.
All right. Patty, you're 62 years old.
That's me.
There are not a lot of 64 or 5-year-old men around, I will admit
She
that.
wouldn't want them anyway, would you?
No,
Pat?
I don't want it. So
Why?
I'm hooked up. Because 62-year-old men are all set in their ways,
Okay.
and they will not be flexible, and that they don't want to do anything but sit at home and watch the Braves play.
That's not always true.
And they only want to
9
sit
out of 10
there
times it
and
is,
read a
sweetheart.
book.
Well, you can get
And-
20-year-olds that want to do that too.
You know what?
No,
if you have,
lazy.
if you have never tried, Sally, if they
don't
have
wanna
never
work.
tried
They
it,
just be
they
as
need to not
passionate.
knock it. They really
They
need
have
to
to
not
play this
knock
role.
it.
It's like going for
How,
a walk.
uh,
You're
Sally.
supposed to be at home, barefoot and pregnant.
Younger
sort of
men
thing.
Thank you.
are
Oh, but you're
Yeah.
past that stage. You're barefoot
younger
and
men are
pregnant. I hate
better
to tell
lovers,
you.
right?
Oh my God.
Now, Kathy, you're just
Kathy,
jealous?
you're being-
No, I'm not being jealous. It's true. You're not going to get pregnant and have a child at 62.
She doesn't
I
want
could-
to, Kathy. She has raised
Then there's
you. She
nothing
has
wrong.
children.
I
to-
even have grandchildren.
Who is she trying to raise?
Great-grandchildren.
She's raising.
Wait.
She's not trying to raise anyone. She's
Oh, this is an
enjoying
edifice
being with
complex.
her friends.
No, it's not an edifice
Oh,
complex.
please. Oh, come
Has
on.
mother hit on a man that was you considered yours?
Well, not necessarily that, but somebody I've considered attractive, and he happens to be here.
Where is he?
He's sitting right in the audience.
Hands
Ron.
up. This is Ron. Ron is how old? 48. Okay, so if Ron is 48 and Patty is 62, 13 years difference.
Yeah.
Are you dating Patty now?
That's correct.
And you are interested in him?
Well, when I first met him, I questioned quite a bit. Is he seeing somebody? And the answer was yes, he was living with somebody. So I just kind of backed off that. And the next I hear, my mom's going out with him.
How long have you two been going out?
You live in
found your mom
Florida.
attractive.
You live in Florida.
A little
I
over
live
a
in
month,
the
so
same
it's not
city.
that long. Do you have a problem with the years? I wouldn't at this stage.
No, I don't have any problem with it at all. My qualifications are that the lady has kids that are not younger than mine, and she's got grandkids that are my daughter's age.
There it goes. Now, not only are you dating her, but Gary is dating. Gary, stand up. Gary, you're dating her too, right?
That is true.
got it. I know.
We haven't dated in several months, but we did date for about a year and a half.
And you're how old?
I'm 39.
Any problem 39, 62?
No, I find no problem with that at all.
Gary?
Go, all
You're a
right.
doll. You are a doll. I enjoy him so
I wonder
much.
if the daughters aren't being overprotective of the
They
mothers.
are, especially
Sally,
this
no,
one.
we're not being overprotective. Sally, me and my mom go out, okay? It's like every Friday, every Saturday, we go
And
out.
we're surrounded. We're surrounded. Guys flock like it's honey at the table. Do you hear me? Honey at the table.
And they do.
And she gets her props.
Oh, yeah, I get mine, Sally.
Okay,
but
I do not infringe on her. I
But
don't.
she infringes on
Sally.
me. That's
She
the
does.
problem.
How can
That's
I
where
when you live in Florida?
Well, we used to live together. You just moved out of the
We
state.
live
About
together.
5 years
We
ago.
live together. Guys knock on the door, okay, and they've met me, and they might even be coming to see her, and all of a sudden I'm, hi, sugar, how are
Sally,
you?
it's one
Okay?
particular person that comes to our house. He's the younger. I have a 17, 18-year-old sister and brother. They have a little guy friend, okay? He sees me and my mom walking down the street. This is not a jealousy thing. I'm not jealous of my mother. I love my mother, and I love the way she looks and everything. I like it. No
You know what I'd
complaints.
like to do with Mother? I'd like to put her in a laboratory, analyze her, find out
Find
what
out
her
what's going
secrets
on.
are,
May I tell you?
sell that stuff
May I
in
tell you?
pills.
May I tell you?
Young men are the answer.
I was 30 years old, excuse me,
Yeah, I'm
baby.
dying to know.
I was 30 years old before I had my first real experience.
Orgasm by a younger guy. That's
And
what
I
she's
had
trying
been
to
married
say.
twice.
Well, that's
And they were older men.
Old men
Okay.
can give out orgasms.
I've had
also,
no
Sally.
problem with
But I
that.
feel that because of the fact that I was a younger woman with this particular man, that he should have had enough consideration, enough care to explain to me, honey, evidently something is wrong because I know you're not enjoying what you need to be enjoying.
But were you pretending?
Sure.
Why didn't you tell them that you weren't?
How did I know? How did I know?
Yes,
Excuse me. How did I know? If
I
I've
think
never
I
had
understand
it,
what you're
how did I
saying.
know? So I did not know what to complain
What
about.
you're saying is that a lot of younger women foolishly pretend orgasm, pretend sexual
They
satisfaction.
pretend a lot of things, Sally.
And then one day you wake up and it's
Truth
no
is the
more of
answer.
that.
Well,
I'm
then
gonna
that's
really...
not only sex now. Not only sex. I get everything that I need from my younger men. I get good times. I get fun. I get gifts. I get diamonds. I get gold. I get money. I get houses. Okay?
And you don't think I ought to find out what you're all about? We're going to meet a 37-year-old. So now we've gone into the 60s, the 40s. Let's go into the 30s. This is 37. And is 17 too young? Because that's how old her lover is. Yes. Well,
It
you think it
depends
is?
on the
All right. Well, wait a
17-year-old.
minute. Wait a minute. We're going to find out
depends.
what the two of them
Thank
do when we return. Well, is sex really better with the younger man? My next guess is yes, yes, yes. Now, everybody in the audience went, because I asked, is 17 too young? This is 37-year-old Leslie and her 17-year-old lover, Willie. The reason I gave you the ages beforehand was I think it's different when you see people's faces. Now, Leslie, Willie is not the first teenager you've been out with. You used to date his friend who was 18.
That's sad.
He was too old, right? And what is the attraction for you?
Well, I guess it's, the sexuality and
That's
the
all
way.
I use them for. That's the only thing I want them for.
When I first saw Willie, he used to jog past my trailer in nothing but a little pair of shorts every morning, and boy, that does something for a woman's ego. There, you're just going, oh my God. And then I got to know him through the other guy that I was having a relationship with, and he just kind of disappeared. He left one day and never came back, and I thought he was gone. And about 6 weeks after he was gone, Willie and I started going out. And about 3 days after we started going out, the other one calls and says, I'm coming home. I said, don't bother.
Now, you have a son who's 16.
Yes.
And Willie is 17.
And Willie was 16 when we started together.
But then your son was 15.
Yes.
What does your son think?
Actually, my son is okay with it. He's...
It's a partner to play with.
Right, exactly. She got a
Well, we're just kind of best friends. I'm more his age, and so we get along real well.
I think
I
we
know
play
what
together a lot.
he's doing in school and everything. We're just more like friends.
What is the attraction? Obviously, the difference in the double.
Well, the age has nothing to do with it. I mean, look at her. She's a beautiful woman. Who would not want to go out with her? I mean, no matter what your age is, she's just a fantastic person, and the sex is so much better because she knows what's going on.
And you
and
don't.
that's good.
That is not true. Sally?
Yes.
Yeah, Joey Buttafuoco went to jail for dating a 17-year-old.
That's right.
What makes it right for you?
That's right.
You know what makes it right? You know what makes it right? Because he chose her. She did not go out there choosing him.
Yes, she did. She
No,
wanted him.
I'm
excuse
emancipated by the
me.
court.
My daughter can tell you, I never go out and pick up nobody's baby. Never. When I go out, I am the one that's being picked up.
And
he
I have
chose
his
her.
mother's
You can look at
blessing.
him and tell that he chose her. Otherwise, he wouldn't be sitting there holding her hand.
It's still
He
illegal.
wasn't
You
forced
can still go to jail for it.
Not in Arkansas.
It's not illegal. Are you your own self-man?
That's, I'm emancipated by the courts of the first
Thank
of all,
you.
so
He's
I'm
his
not
own self-man.
Believe it or not, I think that at something over depends upon the state, but that it's consensual at 16, 17,
Thank
and
you
18.
very
I think
much.
that's consensual. I'm not sure.
Well, you
16,
Would you
17.
like to have
You like all these
older
younger
woman,
women?
sweetheart?
Depends. It depends
Thank
how
you
much.
very much.
don't knock
Okay.
it till you
But
try it.
That's it.
Has she taught you anything about love?
Yes, she's taught me that it's great. I
Not
mean,
sex. No,
younger
love.
women love.
That's
love,
what he said.
Love is, yes. I mean, we love each other. We do everything together. We take showers together. She's not afraid of her body. She's not afraid of her body, and she's not embarrassed.
Neither am I.
And that's
The
younger
girls
women.
that you've dated
Yes,
who are
younger
your
women.
age are afraid of their body?
Yeah, sex, it's like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. They want to close the door and shut the light off and don't even want to see their bodies or anything, and she's not embarrassed of that. And that's what's so great about her. She's
You
more
know
open.
what's so great
great.
Yeah.
Isn't
I
that
don't have a problem
interesting?
with
Oh, right. Yes, sir.
Well, I don't have a question, more of a statement. I think as you get older, you try to relive your youth by dating people younger than you. Now, there's really nothing you could have in common with this person mentally.
You're
That is not true.
But every mature 17-year-old is 20, don't have a clue where they're going and what they
Okay,
are.
but you're talking,
Don't
you're
get me
not,
wrong.
but you
Don't get me
cannot
wrong.
categorize. You cannot
Don't get me
categorize.
wrong. I'm probably too old for you because I'm like 30, so I'm probably like old
You are too old.
But the bottom line is, you should want somebody within your age parameters so you can grow together and
Who
experience
are
things
you?
together.
Who are you to
miles.
tell
Some
someone
people-
what parameters
Okay,
they
don't get
should
me wrong. I'm not
be
saying
in?
you wrong. But if your daughter came home and she was 16 and was dating somebody 35, what would you say?
There's no way.
There would be nothing that I could do about
No,
it if
you're
that's what
a
she
parent. What
wanted
would you
to
say?
do.
Is that right?
If that,
What is
if-
the difference?
Yes, it's right
What's
if
the
she loves
difference?
him. If she loves
She's
him, it's
16, he's
right.
35?
If
men
she
don't
loves
wanna
him,
grow.
it's right. And then
Well,
an older man, the only thing he wants to
I
do
think
is
we have
get
to
her in the
divide
bed.
it into mutuality of experience.
No.
Hello,
How many-
guys.
No.
We want to divide it into
No.
mutuality of
Everybody
experience
that I
and
go
into
out with
plain
doesn't mean that
sex.
I went to
Yes,
bed
ma'am.
with them.
I'm 17 and I think that is just, she's so much older than you. Wouldn't you rather be with someone your own age? Don't you feel like you're missing out on so
Well, all
much?
I can say is don't knock it until you try it. Have you been out with
But
a
I
guy?
wouldn't want to
Have
be
you
with
been
a
out with
40-year-old
somebody his
person. I
age?
mean,
Why
I'm
not? Willie's
17.
grown up at a young age. Willie was
I
working
never had a
at
father.
12.
I had to be
but
the man of the
still.
house, and I was growing up around a lot of older people, and she's a person
Do
I
you
want to be
have-
with. I've been with younger women,
Do
and I
you
don't
have
like them. I
any
like her.
friends who date older guys?
Like college, I consider older.
College is old. You know, it's true what they say. College is old, okay? All right.
Hi, I am Sally. I am married to a man who's 19 years younger than me. I don't think there's anything wrong with dating a younger man. I do, wait a minute, because sooner or later he's going to be the age you want him, right? He's going to grow up. But my only criteria is, they should at least be able to vote, and I would like them preferably to be able to order champagne for me, which he's not ready for.
Exactly.
But if you wait around long enough, it can work. We're married 12
yeah.
years. My son is only 2 years younger than my husband, and it can work. But there's no such thing as a generic younger man. There's only
Right.
a person.
Right.
Very well said. So, you've been married 12 years.
12 years.
He's 19 years younger than you. That's like Ruth Gordon and Garson Kanin, right?
Oh, please, only from your mouth to God's ears. I'd like to be that successful.
What was the hardest part of it? Of the age difference? What really was?
Friends, believe it or not, not his friends. My friends just thought, oh, she's fooling around. But when we got married, they really didn't mind my having an affair. My friends were appalled because there I was in my 40s, 43 years old, and all of a sudden I am marrying this kid, and he looks young. Willie looks old, mature. My husband, I have more hair on my face than he does, literally. I mean, this is a young man. And they just thought that people were going to talk about me. But people are going to talk about you no matter what. Behind your back, they're going to say, they are. So it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Right. I'm married to a man 21 years younger than I was.
And you
for 4
accused me
and
of
a half
having an
years.
affair with him.
And what happened?
And I didn't.
I didn't accuse you of having an affair
Yes,
with
you
him.
did.
I said you were flirting
There's
with
nothing
him.
wrong.
Oh,
There's nothing
no.
wrong with you two, Mrs. Robinsons, wanting to have fun from the movie The Graduate. But your issue is very serious. And I mean, it's very, very serious. They're adults, and their children are adults, and they're going out and they're partying and they're having fun. And if they just want sex, that's what they want.
Excuse
No,
me,
wait a
sir.
second.
There is
She
just
has,
no sex.
she
No,
has a
excuse
15.
you.
She
There
has
is
a, she
just
has
no
a 15 or
sex
16.
in this.
Excuse me.
There is not just sex.
Okay.
Every
okay,
man that you socialize with, you don't have
I'm not
sex with.
attacking you.
So please,
wait.
take the
I'm
sex out.
Okay.
You're attacking her, but I'm.
She
speaking.
has a
Take the
child.
sex
And
out
how
of
would you
it.
like it if you have a child who's 16 years old and you bring home someone who's this child's classmate?
I had a man that was 17
I think
and I
that's
brought him
reprehensible.
home.
So why don't you charge? And this way you'll train him on how to be a sex addict and he'll learn for later in life.
You probably need to be charged to be taught how to do something. You're an older man and probably don't know what you're doing.
No, because I know what I'm doing. Come, I'll show you what to do.
You probably don't know what you're doing.
Children!
I'm not saying what I'm doing. I think as a mother, she has to have a little.
Have you
respect.
ever been a
I'm
woman
talking
or
to
a
her, so
mother?
why
I'm
are you
talking to
answering?
you.
Why doesn't the mother answer? Why doesn't she talk about her respect for her child? Why doesn't she talk about how she
Her son
feels
was
about
the
her
one that
child?
called
You
in
know
for
her
the show.
child? Would
Her
you like
son
your
was the one that
if
called
your
in
daughter
for the
was 12
show.
years old?
Hold. Shh. Calm down. Take it easy. Calm down. Whoa.
Sally, I just became 50 years old, and most of my life, I dated guys younger, like 24, 25. I never had that luck to find someone my age, 50.
So it was just a matter of that's the way it was. It wasn't that you went out looking?
No, I wasn't looking. They look for me.
Younger men have so
They
much
just come to you.
energy, and I'm a very
her
energetic
son
person.
thinks-
People can't keep up with me.
That's-
My
right,
son,
ask Ron.
I wanted to say
Scary.
something about my son. My son
Yes.
is 16. He's been raised by me as a single mother. He's a lot more mature than most children his age. He's the one that called to tell the Sally Show about me, and I didn't even know about it. And
He thinks
it
it's
sounds
great.
like
We
he's
could
proud.
learn
Willie is out
so
of
he
school.
has no
He has
problem
his
with it.
diploma. He's
I
been in computer school. Willie's going to college. He's going to be going to massage therapy. He has a life of his own. He's been working hard manual labor jobs since he was 12 years old. This man has been a man since he was 11 or 12 years old.
So it's correct what that nice lady said. It's not an age, and it isn't a time or a place. It is the person.
Everybody is their
matters.
own person. They come in
Absolutely.
different sizes, weights, heights, and age.
Well,
but it's a person
let me
inside.
tell you, I was thinking if we were all talking about men who are older and the younger women, we wouldn't even have a show. So there's something wrong with the way we're thinking. When we return, we're going to meet a 51-year-old matchmaker. Now, that's what she does. And she's going to be here with her 31-year-old lover. And they're going to tell you how to catch the younger man and keep him happy in bed. We'll be right back. Well, your children, or your friends in your case, may object, but it doesn't seem to us like there's terribly much wrong with it. We're talking with older women who date younger men, and suppose you're in your 40s and your 50s and your 60s and you're saying, okay, Sally, you haven't been able to bottle this wonderful woman. Where do I meet these younger guys? Because it seems like these women are having a good time. Meet 51-year-old Sandra Rice. She has the answer. Sandra is there busy in San Francisco. She's running a dating service. Now, maybe a little far for you to travel. The dating service, if you happen to be in the area, is called Younger Men, Older Women. And she's even written a book, like a how-to to these guys. It's the sexuality of younger men and mature women. You know, I guess it's like one of those things you get when you buy the refrigerator. It comes telling you all about the parts,
Direction.
what you do with the parts. Of course, her introduction wouldn't be complete if you didn't meet her lover. He's 31-year-old Tom. Now, Sandra has dedicated the book to all the young lovers, presumably male?
Yes,
Presumably male. I never presume on television. Who have taught you so much. How many of you had, and what did they teach you?
Well, there's certainly been more than 10. There's been less than 100. I have really enjoyed my younger lovers because they have really made me comfortable with my own sexuality. When I was married before to two men, one that was older than myself, I was sexual. I've always been very sexual and fairly comfortable. I did not even know how much more there was to it until I started taking younger lovers. And it's absolutely wonderful. They are so comfortable with it. They're so comfortable with our bodies.
Very romantic.
Yeah, but the sexuality, they're comfortable with our bodies. I had a younger man say to me, you have the body of a 20-year-old. I mean, I think it's great. I know I don't, but he thought I did, and it was nice.
That means sure, you're right. Tom, what's the problem with the women your own age?
Kind of like she said, they tend to rest on their bodies. And I think they put too much emphasis on a low-cut blouse and shorts that ride up on them. And I don't think they're comfortable with themselves or comfortable with who they are or what they like. And for instance, Sandy knows what she likes. Sandy knows who she is and where she's at in life. The last girlfriend I had before Sandy, we would get intimate and we would be, getting together, and we would get to that point to where I thought we were both, there, and she would stop and tell me, oh, no, it feels too good. What do you mean it feels too good? This is the whole idea. This is what we're trying to get at.
What do you mean feels too good?
Sandy will never say it.
Never at all. More.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I don't think that they're comfortable with who they are and their feelings. They change week to week, and
no, I don't think
younger women are too busy trying to be.
I have a 10-year-old guy 10 years older than me, and he's taught me a lot. He bought me a book. He says, anything you want to try, let me know.
He bought
and he
her
says,
a
don't
book.
have your orgasm.
He bought her a book.
He says,
okay.
No, wait a minute.
A
He
house,
says,
a car.
so that I wouldn't be embarrassed. And he says, you read any of this? I'd be willing to do any of it.
He bought
and
her
he
a book
says,
instead of doing it.
And then he
bought a book.
says to me, you take your time. You tell me when. You take your
How-
time.
You
let me know.
Yes.
What happens is the younger man comes to you and he says, I want to please you.
Thank you.
I have very
please
you.
Don't the older
I
men?
have younger
No,
men
they
that
don't.
just do it and go.
I wonder if we're not being unfair.
No, younger men do it and go.
I think maybe we're being unfair to older men.
I don't know if older men are better lovers, but I think younger men are probably more frequent lovers.
Yes, maybe that's the attraction.
The thing that bothers me is I just, I'm 37. I just don't want to be told I'm too old. That's it for you, Tom.
Well, now wait a minute. A lot of 37-year-old women have been told they're too old, so yeah, maybe that's
for them.
Maybe that's the stage. Please meet psychologist Karen Stark. Welcome back.
Thanks, Sally.
They have Sandra and Tom have been together 2 years. Okay. What will this relationship lead to? Are you interested in marriage?
We've talked about it. We've discussed it.
Okay. What are their chances?
Well, my personal feeling is that the prognosis isn't great.
It's not
And
great.
here's the reason why.
Okay.
I think it's in the short term, they're all having fun, and I think that's wonderful. But as time passes, there's a good chance, and I'm not saying this has to happen, Tom, but there's a good chance that Tom will keep maturing and developing, and even how he relates to people, with men in particular, that grows and changes as they get older. And so it's much more likely for Tom to decide that he wants a different woman, another relationship, and grow from those relationships.
But
And
that's
that's
nothing
nothing
to
to
do with-
Wait. You said that's how I feel
Right.
about it. That's what studies show. I'm not saying it has to happen to you. I'm not saying it's wrong for you. I want you to hear what I'm saying.
Right.
But there is a good chance.
I agree.
But right
But-
now, we are
but
truly happy. We are happy.
One at a
She's
time.
saying
Right now,
that-
we're happy.
Wait.
She's saying
Okay.
that statistically, the Ruth Gordons and our good guest over there are the minority, that these are relatively short-lived relationships, which I think is
Well, he doesn't
probably...
And
like a
let me
very
say
happy
some other
person. I
things
wonder how his
before.
sex life is.
Hold on. Let me say some other things.
Right.
There are some other points. When you have an age difference that is that disparate, you find that there's more of a mortality rate, that the
Right.
person is often left alone at a younger age.
Okay.
And so there's a fear of that. If you're talking long-term relationship.
Okay,
You really?
but also,
yes,
also,
go
I
ahead,
would
because
like
you wanted to
address
say something.
A lot of the older men, there's no guarantee in any relationship,
Right.
okay?
Men die
An
younger.
older
And they
an older man can decide he wants
want
a
him to
younger
hang
woman,
around.
and he can leave the relationship.
We're talking about odds because there are no guarantees. I'm
Yes.
saying statistically over time, this is what you see.
And-
Men are younger at a young age than a woman is at the same age.
Why is this just happening now in America when it's been happening in Europe and in the East for
People don't
hundreds of years?
accept
I'll
it.
ask that question when we return.
Okay.
So we've established that this is now catching on in America. Question, why did it take us this length of time? Why has this been more prevalent?
I think that on the whole, why
1979.
it's changing so much is that women are changing. Women feel free to do more of what they want to do, and they want to have fun. And this is fun for women now.
And you know
And-
what's happening, excuse me,
Yes, go
what's
ahead.
happening to the younger men when they're looking in their age group is all they're finding in their age group are women with these beautiful hard bodies. There's nothing inside of the hard bodies. This is what I hear from the younger men a lot.
You can hear. All right.
That's why it's happening.
At 40 and 50, we do go through dramatic changes. We no longer have those 20-year-old bodies. Sandra, will they leave us when we start to sag?
They don't. Look at
All
all
of
the
us
age
are
groups.
sitting up
The-
here.
the
None of us
oldest-
are
the
complaining
oldest
that someone
person
has
I
walked out on
know
us.
is
We're not
70.
sagging, falling all over the
But how long
place.
have you been in the
She was
relationship?
49 when we started
I
going
wasn't
out. She
looking
hasn't
for-
changed that awful much.
I wasn't looking for someone older than me when we
Karen,
got
will
together.
they leave us?
If we start to sag? I don't think it has as much to do with sagging as I said, with growth. I think that people need to accept people as time goes on, so I'm not sure that's true. I think women worry about that. They're
Do
really
we worry
concerned about
unnecessarily?
I think they do worry. Women judge themselves much harsher than men do. Men don't
Yes.
really care as much as women do.
Okay, that's very interesting. What about these daughters we have with us today? Are they right in being concerned? How do you feel about the
They can be concerned, but they're too involved in their mothers' lives. I
Right.
really believe that
Right.
when it comes to the mothers and daughters, these are not young girls, and so I think they have to let their mothers do what well, on the other hand, I'm not sure that the two of you should go out looking for guys together. That's a
I
little,
did not, excuse
that's
me.
a little bit too
No,
much.
you're quoting me wrong. I did
Okay,
not say we
correct
go out
me then,
looking for
Beverly.
guys, okay? I made a statement. My daughter and I go outside in the run of a day, and this is no exaggeration, in the run of a day going from our house to the store, there's at least 7 guys that's gonna stop us. Okay?
I still believe.
We're not looking.
Hold on,
Excuse me.
Beverly.
Excuse
Beverly.
me. We're not. There's two.
Excuse
in the
me,
run of a
Beverly.
day. No.
Let
We're
me
not
finish
looking.
saying what I'm saying. I still believe that when it comes to your meeting guys and your daughter meeting guys, that's something that should take place separately, not
It depends
together.
on if you're friends, and she's my friend.
She's also your daughter, and most
And
important,
I
she's
raised
your
her.
daughter.
I raised her with morals. I raised her
and
very
she is
well.
your daughter. It's
and she
important to
is
keep
my
it
daughter.
separate. Your dating life is separate from your daughter's.
My dating life and
That's
my
the way-
personal life
you're-
is
this
my
is how I
daughter's
feel as a
concern.
professional.
That's your professional
That's right.
opinion.
You
but
do
it
what
was
you
my
want.
gut feeling. Okay? And I'm living what I want to live. My daughter is my
Fine.
friend. My daughter is my friend. She
My
will
opinion
continue to
is
be
you
my
should still meet
friend.
men
My daughter
separate
is
from
my
her.
daughter. She has never disrespected me. I never intend on even thinking that she's going to disrespect me. And yes, we do go out every week together to party and dance.
Is this
and
a bad idea, Karen? I'm
I
hearing
think it's
that
a
it's a bad
horrible
idea.
idea. It's a bad
Okay.
idea. Sally,
This
it's
is
very
Joyce Barry.
incestuous.
Joyce teaches men and women about love and sex. She herself is looking for a husband. She's an over 40 motivational speaker seeking a man at least 20 years younger, right? Why?
Absolutely right. I love younger men. I have always consistently dated men with a minimum of 10 years difference. I find them young, exciting. They challenge me. I mean, everyone thinks it's like maternal, and the truth is they're very paternal towards me. We kind of like role reverse because they have strength, and it's just wonderful. I wouldn't have it any other way.
But I think there is a great deal of maternal in the older woman who is bringing along the younger man, isn't it?
Oh, of course.
The way I see it is she's more of a mentor to him. She can turn around and share her life's experiences and
A
mentor
mentor,
him
but
through life.
also like a very nurturing mom who you could
Yes.
also
Well, it shouldn't matter.
enjoy sexually.
That's what stereotypically people think because of the age difference. And the ones that I find are very hunky and they play a paternal role. That's what's exciting and challenging, to take a powerful woman like me and be kind of that way with me. It's kind of like role reversal. It's not the obvious.
I wonder why, I got two psychologists with us today. I wonder why we tend to shudder when a woman says hunky guy and shows some sexuality. Yet if this were a man I was standing next to and he showed that kind of sexuality, we probably wouldn't shudder at all. Ask you that when we return.
Okay.
I actually think that turnaround is fair play, but in all honesty, let's see, Carl is 6 years older than I am. And you've all made these guys out like they're on their last leg. I got to tell you, in defense of my husband, he's as energetic and interesting as a man could possibly be at any age. So there, Carl. I paid. It's true, and I paid your debt.
If my mother ever acted like that when a guy beeped and waved at her and was so excited over it, you're supposed to be flattered and brush it off. You're not supposed to thrive off of it.
Did you hear me say that I was excited over it? You heard me say, yes, I am very...
the question that
I am very proud of the fact that I am attractive to old as well
Everybody's
as
attracted
young.
in their
I'm
own
not,
way-
I'm not saying
attractive in
that
their
you're
own
not
way.
attractive, sweetheart, but the point is, what makes me smile does not necessarily have to make you smile. Do you understand that?
You want Karen? Yes.
I'm not being perverted.
I am asking because she asked and because this woman said, I just want somebody hunky. Why do we still have that double standard?
Well, it's because we're so used to men being sexy and women, especially an older woman, is supposed to be more maternal. When we say maternal, we think mom and she's knitting and she's gray hair. And there's nothing wrong. I love it when Sandy's talking about how she enjoys sex and, you know, as time passes, she gets more like that, but people start to, you know, women aren't supposed to be that sexual.
So we do cringe a bit.
Oh, absolutely. We're a puritanical society. That's why you didn't see women dating younger men as you did in Europe, the way you mentioned, Sally.
So it's the puritanical in this that when we hear a lady with gray hair saying, I want to get my hands on a hunk, we go, ugh.
And like a woman shouldn't have that.
I have a problem with her with the young man. If her son was going out with a woman older than her, how would she feel?
I would have no problem with it.
I bet you would.
I don't think it should matter. Everybody's their own person. It ought to be up to the person
You're robbing
to
the cradle.
depend on
Is
whether
it
or not
robbing
they're
the
happy or
cradle?
not. How can you say that if you don't know me? I mean, you don't know me. There's all kinds.
Sandra is
in a situation like this, you have two people that are getting their needs met. Now, I'm not. I don't know if it's legal. They do have that to deal with. But you have people, and just because someone is of a certain age does not mean that's the age that they're
So we don't
operating
have
at.
we don't have the problem when they begin to be in their 20s. It's under 20.
Well, there are
that-
people in their 20s that don't know what they're doing.
That's right.
They don't know
Sure.
where they're going in life.
I'd like
I mean,
to know if
people
any
are
of
at
you
different
men
levels.
would like to have children, and if so, what would you do in that predicament?
We have discussed this at some time.
Well, she can't right now, but
If at some time in the distant future we are talking marriage, and if it came around, I could possibly have children still, and we may have a family.
Well, we
Actually,
want to have
at
a house and a
37,
home
we
and a place to
had the
raise them.
40-year-old mothers, and now they're doing the 50. I think it's going to be a non-issue. I saw on television the other day, 63-year-old.
Right.
Was
Yes,
it
I
63? Take a break. We'll be right back.
But
Actually, it's a heck of a world we live in, where you don't have to be a certain age to have a baby. We've been liberated from that. And now you can be interested in men of any age, no matter what age you are. We're being liberated from that. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify, Hunky. I have been always attracted to younger, good-looking men, but they also have substance, and they're powerful, and they're very articulate and very bright. So I did want to make that clarification.
But you know what? It doesn't really. But
Yes,
if
but
you
they're
are
not
saying hunky and you're meaning good-looking and sexy, that's
Yes.
okay too.
I just didn't want to make it that it was about that, because now the thing is, I'm not looking for another lover. I'm looking to be married. So I have to upgrade it now.
There are so many women.
Because there isn't any problem if
different.
it's just sex and hunky. That's okay.
Speaking
as
of
well, don't you think?
hunky, you were saying to me something about that. Go ahead.
Well, we are 67 and 70 and still enjoying. So.
Almost 71.
Good. I'm glad somebody stood up for these older men. We needed it.
Willie, how does your family feel about this relationship?
They're fine as long as I'm happy. That's what they want. They want me to be happy. That's the way they should be with their families, because as long as their mother's happy or their daughter's happy or their brother's happy, just be happy.
But
you know?
Willie has been on his own. Yes, sir.
I've been teaching people your age, Willie, for 25 years. You're being robbed. You're being robbed of your youth. You're being robbed.
This is my life, though. This is what I want to do. I'm not
happened
being
to
robbed
him.
by nothing.
That happened
I mean,
to him
this is what I
before
want
we
to
got
do.
together. He had been
I
robbed of his
agree.
youth
I agree.
before we even got together.
There's going to be no prom for him. There's going to be no sports. There's going to be no hanging out with his buddies.
I was
There's gonna
robbed
be
of
no
my
go to
youth
Fort
by my
Lauderdale.
father leaving me. I never had a dad. Why aren't you saying that? That's not my fault.
Years
You know,
old,
this
he
is
was
what I
out
want to do.
working. So it started before.
Now.
Yeah, we.
But actually, what this gentleman is saying is, it is true to a certain extent, because those silly, carefree, crazy years, I don't know if anyone has them anymore.
Well,
You
Sally,
say they do.
25 years ago, most people were getting married at 17 and 18 years old. And nobody stuck up for those people. My parents got married at 18,
Yeah.
right out of high school. And most families did. Most people did.
married?
Well, nobody thinks about it if
No.
your husband is.
I think it
20 years
depends
old.
on
As of
whether we're
very
in an
recently,
agrarian
no.
society or
It's
not.
also longevity. The fact
I think
that
in
he
an
needs other
agrarian
people.
society, they were making babies by 17 or 18. But it wasn't 25 years ago. That shows your age. We'll be right back. I like the fact that these women are feeling feminine, feeling sexual, and they aren't that stereotype of sitting in the rocking chair and knitting. Thank you very much for being with us. Come see us next time.